no. Stage fighting's far more deadly than that. There's oh, thank fuck you brought them.
Yeah, we got them.
There are bigger sticks.
So I can pretend I'm doing my job and you just all hold up your cards.
See, this is the better way to go for. Thank you. You've proven me correct.
Okay.
Throw it in. Not give a shit.
No,
Okay, thank you.
Go, you turn up, and when the panel's back again, you go, 1 second, everyone hold up your cards, and they go...
Well, I would have done it the normal way, but I got lost.
Yeah. Okay, the second thing is grip. Okay? I am the youngest of 5, so I was basically born with a monstrously strong grip. When your 2 older brothers try to drag you outside and beat you up, you can cling onto radiators like a fucker. And basically, yeah, grip, because, let's see, what's... Andy, hold that. Okay, now, see, I cannot randomly just pull this off of Andy, okay? You would be amazed the number of stage fights where I say, Andy's better. Okay, try and pull it off me. They just like go, okay, I'm just going to grab it like that, and then like we'll just do this, and it'll be like, yeah, look, I'm Ichigo, Bleach Van Saxu, wee, and it's just like, oh, for fuck's sake, kill yourselves. So I thought you'd have left the warning labels on them. Look, I got it right.
I'm good at gripping things.
Warning, the use and misuse of martial arts weapons involves serious risks, including injury, disability, and death. I keep that as a reminder.
Please keep reminding yourself.
Yeah.
It's
But,
not a checklist, Moley.
but basically, the principle of a good grip is very, very simple. Okay, your thumb is a handy-dandy device. It has been created for you to grip things. Okay? And you'll notice that your thumb can conveniently cross over your 2 smallest fingers. You can hold it up if you like. Okay, so basically, you get the weapon you are holding and you go, mmm. Alright? Now, Andy, pull. Come on. He will be able to pull me off my feet before my grip breaks. I mean, I have strong grip anyway. I mean, if you look at the muscle, if you look at my tendons, and you look at the muscle around my thumb, I have like monkey hands. Okay, but that's just from having done this for a while. Okay, if you have a decent grip, you can hit each other pretty much as hard as you like, so long as your weapons get in the way, and you won't have spaz hands and going. Okay. The third is practice. Okay, if you are going to do stand-up comedy, you practice your jokes. If you are going to sing, you keep within your fucking tone range and you practice. If you are going to dance, you can keep within your mobility and you practice. If you are going to wave a flag round like a twat, you learn how to flag wave like a twat real purty and you practice. If you are going to have sex with men on stage, you get good and hard and lubed up and practice. It doesn't matter what you are going to do, if you have an audience, you practice. Now, Andy, have you ever done any hit you with a stick before?
If it was against my younger brother, then yes.
Okay, cool, so we're laughing. Right, we'll use longer. Basically, the shorter the weapon you're using, so, sniff, the greater chance for injury is the general rule of thumb, until you get much beyond this kind of one. This would be like a double-handed sword you'd use on stage. Because going much bigger, you start getting into wobbling, and going much smaller, you have the hilarity value of like, come on, you bastard. Or even better when you get people like that. Come on! Okay.
How many guys have been like
Right, so there's your stick. There's my stick. Right. The simplest, easiest, most basic stage fighting thing is observe. 1, intent. Okay, for those of you who want posing for pictures thing, if you are genuinely trying to nail someone in the face to kill them with a weapon, you're not just like, you know. Come on. Oh, that's it. Yeah, okay. Basically, intent would be your right-handed arm.
Yeah.
Okay, so right hand at the top. Okay. And basically, so intent. So if I'm actually trying to kill Andy, one, my sword only works there. I have an arc which I can hit Andy. So if Andy's over here, I might be able to clock him with the backswing, but... Hacker! Fuck! Dick bastard! You can okay, so I keep Andy firmly in my sights. I'm on my front leg, because I'm going to be moving towards him, so I'm going, and I'm going to nail him in the face, and I am keeping my shoulders square, and I'm focusing being able to hit him, okay? If any of you do martial arts, you'll have no doubt heard this about 4,000 times by various instructors saying, oh no, if you have correct stance, you can go, yay! And they'll die. It's like, ow. Actually, I'm going to go into a rant for a second. Okay, Andy, move away. Okay, just because you are doing some form of martial arts related malarkey, right, means you do not have to shout and stamp whenever you move. Jedi, right? Is he here?
Just waving things.
No, good, I can badmouth Jedi. Right, generally people who do Star Wars type stuff are bastards for this. Right, you literally just watch them go hip whoop, hip whoop, hip jump, whoop, hip, across the stage. And you just look like a twat. And for one thing, it's knackering. Okay, I mean, for all of that hopping around, I could have just gone 1, 2, 3, nail him in the head. Okay, much less much simpler, and because I'm not going, hip whoop, yeah, he might even not know it's coming. How good nerves him, we'll get it in high def.
Just remember the blood splatters. Do go far, so front row you might get a little bit covered.
But yeah, basically, yeah, even though you are doing martial arts, and every martial arts instructor seems to demand that you shout as loud as you can whenever you do anything, you don't have to on stage. Okay? Just because Ichigo spends his whole fight going, ah, zanpak, dooba dooba doo, ah! You don't have to. Okay? You only have a finite lung capacity. You can either use lung capacity for moving or for shouting. Okay? If you've done all your moving and you've got shouting left over, score. Okay? But yes, sorry, I went on a rant then. Okay. For doing a sword fight, Andy, you need to be able to move your sword like that when I say top. Okay? Other way. Move it again. Okay? You need to be able to move your sword like that when I say bottom. Other way.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
And when I say mid, you won't move it the wrong way. And when I say mid, you need to step backwards. Step backwards.
They all love you so much, you don't want to watch you get beaten up.
Yeah, so basically you can neatly stitch together. So Andy has done relatively little and within 3 minutes. So you go, okay, now we are practicing. Okay, practicing. So at the top, I strike up, my sword goes down, I go bottom, and then mid. Okay, so you speed that up, and I move out the way. I am going down, in, and stabbing. So I look really fancy. Andy is deflecting my sword down, is then blocking my strike and stepping back. Okay? In, and basically you can literally just go, right, top, block. Okay? So we've gone from to being able to do something vaguely functional within what? 2 minutes? Okay, and then you keep practicing, and you practice, 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 and then you practice some more, and then you practice, then one of you breaks a finger, and you carry on practicing anyway, and then you practice, and then you practice, and then you practice, and you get jabbed in the balls, and then you're never friends again, and there's always an awkward silence when you appear at parties together. Keep practicing. Okay, well, there we go, that's the basics for now. Okay. A note on weaponry. You will notice this is a little bit short of a spear for me, but it will do. Okay, basically, kniff, spear. It's pretty much the ends of the stage fighting spell. I suppose, well, there is unarmed, but the problem with unarmed is... so, Andy, come here. The most common injuries you will sustain from stage fighting is blows to soft tissue, maybe twitch, and small joint damage. Okay? Basically, your fingers are not as big as your leg. Okay? So we are looking at simple physics here. If I apply enough force in a kick, say, Andy's leg to cause him injury, and he happens to bring his foot up, and I collide with his toes, that shit is going to hurt. Okay, that is the reason why unarmed stuff, realistically, you should both have some decent training. Because if I step forwards into a punch and go, and Andy doesn't block, I nail him in the neck. And if I nail him accidentally full force in the neck, ambulance. You can't talk.
There are ways.
But yes.
That would be a lot of bad men.
Well, that would probably at least one of your blog reviews. But yeah, unarmed stuff looks cool, and I really, really wish that unarmed stuff could be done more. But the problem is, once you start being unarmed, you go from general thrusting and whacking injuries to a whole gamut of dislocated shoulders, being punched in the face, blah, blah. So that really needs someone who knows actual martial arts rather than me who knows fighting. And that's the problem. You know, being able to punch someone in the gut real good doesn't work very well when you're on stage. He's like, he won't actually hurt me. Oof! Motherfucker! It's like, sorry. Right, knife. Knives are both easy and hard at the same time. Knives are small, girlish. They can go with whatever you're wearing. And there's 1,000,002 fucking ways to hold them. There's, aha, I'm a stabby bitch. That was for you.
Oh.
Yeah. What? Yeah. You can hold them in the good old... Fucking stabby, you bitch. By the way, if you're going to do like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, steak. Worst way to stab someone in the heart, but it looks really good. If you're going to stab someone in the heart, you actually want to do it that way, up under the ribs. This is meant to protect your heart. That is full of food and poo. Okay? And then you can start getting them to look crazy, like, oh, can't you knife fight a bitch? And like, you know, I'm going to do Israeli Special Services knife fighting, and they actually got charged with human rights violations. The guys who came up with the Israeli Special Services knife fighting style, it was found that they were going into prisons of political prisoners and then going, right, you've all got knives, I've got a knife, come at me. And murdering prisoners. Makes you really, really good at knife fighting and gets you called up in front of, yeah, God knows where. Right? Problems with knives. Knives are small, okay? If Andy has a spear and I have a knife,
Someone's feeling inadequate.
Sometimes size does matter.
yeah, basically. Basically, and the other problem is your knife is much closer to your hand, okay? All weapons are force extenders, right? Because if I swing this, okay, I can do this to Andy, bonk, and my fist will travel from there, bonk, to there. This sword, if you watch that bit of the blade, which is where you're actually supposed to hit people with, that goes from by my arse. So it would hit Andy having travelled that far. Okay, so it would hit him going about 30 miles an hour. Okay, it's the equivalent of putting that bit of the blade on Andy's head and then going on it.